The United States produces about 106 million tons of wasted food per year in the food retail, food service, residential, and food and beverage processing sectors. This accounts for about 40% of the American food supply. According to the Environmental Protection Agency, food waste is the most common landfilled and incinerated material in the US, with about 60% of wasted food being sent to landfills. When food rots in a landfill, the anaerobic decomposition process produces methane gas, which contributes to global warming and climate change. Solid waste landfills are the third largest source of human-related methane emissions in the US. Lots of food that is perfectly edible is left to rot in fields because of stringent supermarket aesthetic standards, while other food goes to waste at the household or restaurant level because of large portion sizes or excess buying from supermarkets. Although the US produces enough food to feed almost double our population, an estimated 40 million Americans are food insecure, meaning that they do not have reliable access to enough affordable, nutritious food. Growing crops also uses trillions of gallons of water per year, is labor-intensive, and demands time and care from the farmers that grow it. Reducing food waste is important for reducing greenhouse gas emissions, improving food security, and honoring the hard work that goes into growing it. The United Nations put forth a Sustainable Development Goal aimed at halving per capita global food waste at retail and consumer levels and along production and supply chain by 2030. However, millions of tons of food are still wasted each year globally, as well as in the United States. Unfortunately, between 2016 and 2019, there was a 6% per capita increase in waste food in the US. The Environmental Protection Agency has put together a food waste and reduction plan in line with the UN Sustainable Development Goals. There are efforts underway to tackle this problem, including multiple American states implementing mandatory composting and pushing retailers to donate unsold food. None of these changes are easy, and we still have a long way to go. Research shows that the greatest sources of food waste in the United States happen at the consumer level, whether that's food waste from individuals eating at home, purchasing patterns at supermarkets, and uneaten food at restaurants. Because of this, we needed an intervention that would change public perception about food waste to address the problem at its main source. Our Netflix cooking competition show, Scraps to Table, will not only educate consumers about the great amount of labor that goes into harvesting their produce, but also demonstrate creative ways to use produce that may be misshapen or previously would have been wasted. Here's a quick clip from our host explaining how the show works.
Hello, and welcome to Netflix's hit cooking show, Scraps to Table. I'm your host, and this is the new exciting cooking show where chefs must make gourmet dishes out of food that would have otherwise been wasted or thrown away. Throughout each episode, we'll explore food waste at a different level of the food supply chain and challenge the chefs in new ways. From produce that was nibbled by critters or shaped imperfectly on organic farms, to excess food thrown out at big chain restaurants, or to the leftovers in your very own home. The best part, the last chef standing will win $10,000, all while teaching you viewers at home the importance of reducing food waste and how to transform your scraps into your next meal. Stick around to learn more about our show.
One of our episodes takes place at a local organic farm. Due to the absence of the synthetic pesticides and fertilizers in organic farm, produce often has a minimal cosmetic effects from bugs or animals, or is misshapen and too unattractive to be sold in organic stores, all despite being perfectly edible and delicious. Organic farmers will simply leave these fruits and veggies to the field rather than being harvested. As part of our show, chefs are challenged to find these edible but ugly-looking food and transform them into gourmet dishes. This will help educate and encourage the public to overlook cosmetic blemishes and decrease food waste at the supermarket and consumer levels. Our show will also raise awareness about the benefits of organic farming. Large amounts of chemicals are still used to kill pests in order to protect a farmer's yield. However, a growing literature demonstrates the negative health impacts of these pesticides on the animals and humans consuming the food, as well as the surrounding environment. Using our show to influence public perception and shift Americans towards more organic methods of farming can have significant positive health impacts for our planet and our overall health.